Hello guys, and welcome to today's early afternoon update for the tropics going on in the Atlantic and the Pacific. And today we're going to be going over the disturbance that is right in here. Disturbance number one, they show it to having little or no farther development of the system. But I feel like the NHC is really downplaying this system like they did Arthur a few weeks ago. Like, they really, I mean, when it came to 60 mile per hour winds, they got that on the head. But everything else, I think they were downplaying. They saying this has a 20% in the next 48 and 5 days, which I do believe will go up in some time. Today, maybe this evening, those chances are going to be going up, because I do believe that it's going to be taking this easternmost track towards South Carolina, North Carolina. But that is just me, and no, it's not just me, but a few other people are predicting that as well. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with this. But I do believe it will take close to the easternmost track, and that will give it time to be over the Gulf Stream waters and probably develop. The upper level winds, I would think, would be dying down as well, so that might give it a chance to develop to at least a minimal tropical storm, if not just a tropical depression. Which, even getting a second tropical depression before June starts is amazing in and of itself. You don't see that very often. All right, let's take a look at the forecast models, and this is the GFS. I always trust the GFS. The Euro is all right, but the Euro is not really good at picking these things up like the GFS is. So here in 6 hours, this is where the storm is going to be, right in here. It looks like half on, half off. And let's go out through time. As you can see, in about 18 hours, it really starts getting its act together, and maybe a minimal tropical storm or a tropical depression will form before it makes landfall in South Carolina in 24 hours. And it's definitely going to bring some heavy rains to South Carolina and North Carolina by the looks of this model. So let's go farther in, and as you can see, by hour 60, it just gets absorbed with all this other moisture. So you can definitely still tell where it's at, but it's definitely absorbed with another front that's coming in, and it's going to start lifting it out. And just for the fun of it, we're going to go out farther into time, and there's our tropical system that is persistent on showing itself throughout all the model runs. So, if the GFS has been picking this storm up for like a week now already, so we'll just have to wait and see through time about the 7th or 8th to see what's going to be going on with that. Like I said, this is a what if right here, and that is a pretty big storm system. Look at it, it's almost taking up the whole Gulf of Mexico, which is pretty big, and this wind field is probably going to be large too if this pans out. But our current concern right now is this thing right here. Alright, let's take a look at the favorabilities, and as you can tell, the favorability index is creeping its way north. So this is about this is today, about an hour ago. So yeah, there's a big area of favorability right in here near the Florida, Bahamas, and Cuba, and the minor favorabilities go up a little bit farther than that, and this is probably where the storm is going to go out into. So it's either going to be doing this, or the favorability is going to go up northward, and it goes like this into the favorability. I guess, as I said, this is just a wait and see type of game. But later this evening or tonight, I think the NHC is gonna to increase the chances of this forming into a depression at least. And in my evening update, I'm gonna show you why I think that may be the case. So stay tuned for that. All right, we're gonna take a look at this kind of a map right here. This is pretty much the favorabilities, the upward and downward motions of the like stuff here. Now, wherever you see the reds and oranges, that is downward motion. And anything you see in the greens is upward motion. And by the looks of this map, it looks like we're going to be going into a trend of very favorable conditions going into at least June 15th, June 20th time frame. At least when it comes to the main development region, that's where that's going to be on the 20th. But as you can see, we got a good like 3 weeks of favorability that's going to be setting up here. So this is something we might need to watch out for in the coming weeks to come. But let's switch our focus and attention to the Eastern Pacific system, because the last time that we talked about this, it had a 40% chance, and now look, it has a 60% chance in the next 5 days. Now, when it comes to the 48-hour chances, I bet you by tomorrow those are going to start going up a little bit. But as for right now, this is the main system, the main event of the next week or so, as if you might want to call it that. This is the system we're going to be watching going into the Atlantic for possible development in the Atlantic Ocean, because it's either going to go right over Central America or going to be going right over Mexico and into the Gulf. So, like I said, that's a week and a half out, so take it with a grain of salt. But anywhere from Texas to Florida, might want to pay attention to this Eastern Pacific storm, because this is going to be going right over and then forming a new circulation somewhere in here or somewhere in here. So now it's weird for someone to say, hey, let's pay attention to something in the Eastern Pacific, right? It is weird. But because most of these systems tend to go west or west-northwest or northwest, but it's rare that we ever see a system go north or northeast in the Pacific. So once again, pay close attention to this one, and I will be keeping close attention to this one, and I'll definitely have more updates for you guys later on this evening. Alright, let's see what is going to be going on with this system. As you can see, there's just blobs of rain going on in the Eastern Pacific here. Blobs and blobs and blobs. It's the tropical convergence zone for you. And as you can see, 66 hours from now, a low finally takes shape right in here. This is our system, which could be Tropical Storm Amanda in a couple of days. And there you go, it blows up to 991, which is almost a hurricane at the 108-hour mark, as it barrels right into Central America. And there you go, that is the same system, just a different circulation. At the hour 94-2 mark, and there's 10 days out. We're not gonna go any farther than that. But I think at this point that's definitely lower than 1,000 millibars. As I said, we'll just have to wait and see what goes on with this. And like I said, I'll have another update for you this evening. I want to thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.